Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Nahum Ferera, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of EyeYon Medical. Thank you for having me in the second Ophthalmology Innovation Summit of Israel. It's a great pleasure to present. We established EyeYon Medical because we believe that medical procedures should be available to anyone, anywhere. We are focused on the cornea, the transparent part of the eye, the window to the eye, and we are curing corneal edema. Patients who suffer from corneal edema suffer from radical decrease in vision, severe pain, and even today in 2021 have no cure, rather the use of human tissue from a deceased individual. And there are not enough corneas around the world. 13 million patients are waiting for corneas globally, where more than half of them are due to endothelial dysfunction. And there are not enough donation. The procedure itself is too complicated, and it is an expensive procedure. That's why, while 13 million patients are waiting for cornea, only 200,000 cases done a year. To treat that huge unmet need, we developed the EndoArt. The EndoArt is a synthetic implant replacing the endothelium, treating only the root cause of corneal edema while leaving the cornea intact. We started our journey in 2012, where we could show for the first time that the cornea can be clear, transparent, with a synthetic implant instead of the endothelium. From rabbits, we moved to pigs, seeing the same phenomenon. Once the EndoArt is in place, the cornea is transparent, the cornea is clear, and we passed all necessary tests for human clinical trials. And 2 years ago, we initiated the first in-human trial, and I would like to share with you the first surgery.
I want to introduce to you an artificial DMEC corneal lamella, which is called EndoArt, and which was developed by a startup company from Israel, which is called EyeYon. Then implanted through a 2.5 millimeter incision, as you can see here. We take a solder cannula to lift it up against the cornea. Here we fixate the implant with the air bubble. Already the first day post-op, the patient had a decreased corneal thickness of 487 microns. Here you can see the development over the following months, and you can see that the cornea remained between 450 and 480 microns, so we had a normal thickness of the corneal stroma and no water inside the stroma anymore. You can see how nicely the implant is attached to the posterior surface of the cornea. In all meridians, we have excellent adhesion of the implant.
Amazing, huh? So today we done more than 20 patients treated with the EndoArt, showing a strong proof of concept both for safety and efficacy. For the long term, we reaching almost 2 years today where the EndoArt is replacing the need for human tissue. And for those heart patients that had no cure rather than waiting for human tissue, and some of them already rejected human tissue, the EndoArt was the solution and is the solution. You can see how fast the cornea clears up, and that stayed for all the treatment period. Although most of those patients were very hard cases, we were able to show reduction in corneal thickness, decrease in pain, and even improvement in vision. We are in a process to finalize the first in-human multi-center trial, and we are about to open effectiveness trial that's going to run in America, in South America, Europe, and even across Asia. Once the EndoArt is introduced to the market, it will serve as a huge game changer because first of all, it will be available to anyone, anywhere. Unlike the case today where patients need to wait for years for corneas globally. It's a simple procedure that can be performed by any anterior segment physician. Unlike the case today where DMEC and DSEC are super delicate tissues that the physician cannot touch them, and the procedure can be performed only by well-trained cornea surgeon. So that's opened a new ocean for physicians to treat cornea patients as well. It's clinical inherent, so no disease transfer, very relevant for the COVID pandemic today, but also for other diseases, the tissue does transfer, and a sterile synthetic solution does not. It's scalable and industrial, can be manufactured for any type of cornea, and it is cost effective, and of course can be shipped anywhere across the world with shelf life that range to years, unlike the case today, where even if you are lucky to have human tissue, you have maximum 10 days to implant that. So we are really suggesting a new type of corneal availability to disrupt the cornea industry. You might be familiar with other type of corneal implants, but actually the EndoArt is the only synthetic solution at treating the root cause of the disease, targeting the largest market of endothelial transplant. In 2020, we received the FDA breakthrough designation, and in 2021, we received the NMPA innovation path. We are currently the only ophthalmology company that received both FDA breakthrough designation and the NMPA innovation channel. This is a strong proof of confidence from the most important regulatory authorities to show that the EndoArt target a real unmet need, and the level of clinical data the company showed is sufficient to allow those regulatory authorities to allocate special resources to bring this innovative technology to the market. But the biggest news I have to share with you today is that the EndoArt is CE approved. I'm not doing it by myself. I have a great team with me that is part of any activity of the company, physicians that I believe you are familiar with, physicians that are part of the clinical trials, the preclinical trials, and of course, regulatory and other activities. I'm happy also to tell you that we've secured a $26 million round C led by one of the largest strategic companies in ophthalmology industry. With that, we're going to push the FDA regulatory work and the clinical trials to get the product into the market to treat those patients who need that they EndoArt so much. So thank you, and I welcome you to join our journey to eliminate corneal blindness. Thank you.